What if your worst leg cramp at 2 a.m. wasn't just pain, but a warning sign your heart, muscles, and brain are starving quietly every night? Have you ever been jolted awake by a sudden, stabbing pain in your leg? Like your calf turned to stone in the middle of the night. It happened to me last winter. At 2:13 a.m., I remember the time clearly. I shot up in bed, grabbing my leg, teeth clenched. I couldn't stand, couldn't walk. Frozen in pain, waiting. I used to think it was just part of getting older, normal aging, but it's not. What I didn't know back then is that those night cramps were actually my body's way of screaming for help. Help it wasn't getting from the food I was eating or the pills I was taking. Turns out I was missing something crucial, magnesium, and I wasn't alone. Most seniors over 60 are low in magnesium without even realizing it. Not because they don't eat well, but because their body slowly stops absorbing it like it used to. Low magnesium for night cramps is one of the most overlooked deficiencies in older adults. And it's one of the main reasons why so many of us wake up tired, achy, and afraid to move too fast. But here's the good news. You don't need fancy pills or endless prescriptions to fix it. You can stop leg cramps naturally. You can relieve cramps without pills, and I'm going to show you exactly how. In this video, I'm sharing the top 10 foods that are naturally rich in magnesium. These aren't exotic superfoods. They're simple, affordable, and sitting quietly on your grocery store shelf right now. Even better, I'll show you how to prepare them the right way so your body actually absorbs the magnesium, and that's just the beginning. You'll also learn why magnesium supplements don't always work, how to know if your cramps are from magnesium deficiency or something more serious, and the simple before-bed habit that has helped thousands of seniors sleep through the night pain-free. I'll even show you what to do when a cramp strikes at 2 a.m. so you can stop the pain in 60 seconds flat. Trust me, you'll want to write that part down, so let me ask you this. If you could wake up tomorrow without that stabbing pain, would you try one small change tonight? Stick with me. What you're about to learn might not just relieve your cramps. It could give you back your energy, your sleep, and your peace of mind. And if you've ever battled those awful nighttime cramps too, tell me in the comments below. You're not alone, and your story could help someone else feel a little less afraid tonight. Let's start with something most doctors never mention: why magnesium slips away silently after 60. Number 1, why magnesium deficiency is so common after 60 and often missed. Have you ever looked at your blood work and thought everything seems fine, but deep down you still feel off, tired for no reason, legs that twitch or cramp at night, a brain that feels foggy by mid-morning? Most people assume it's just aging, but for many of us over 60, the real reason might be something small, silent, and missing: magnesium. It surprised me too, because I always thought I ate fairly well. I exercised, I took multivitamins. But what I didn't know is that after 60, our bodies start absorbing magnesium less and losing it more. And the symptoms don't scream magnesium right away. They whisper. Here's the thing. Even if you eat magnesium-rich foods, your stomach needs enough acid to absorb it. But after 60, your stomach acid naturally declines. That means less absorption, no matter how many leafy greens you eat. And if you take antacids, acid blockers, or even diuretics for blood pressure, they flush even more magnesium out of your system. According to the National Institutes of Health, over 70% of adults over 60 may have subclinical magnesium deficiency, meaning the level is low enough to cause symptoms, but not low enough to show up clearly on standard blood tests. Let me share a story. My neighbor Marlene is 67. She was waking up with leg cramps almost every night. Her doctor ran tests and said everything looked normal. But when she started tracking her symptoms and diet, she realized she wasn't eating many magnesium-rich foods, and she was also taking a daily acid blocker. She didn't need a prescription, just awareness. Within a few weeks of eating better and switching her habits, the cramps faded, and she said she felt calmer, clearer, and more rested. It taught me something important. Just because something is common after 60 doesn't mean it's normal. And magnesium deficiency is one of those invisible problems that can quietly steal your comfort, energy, and independence. But here's the good news. There's a simple way to start correcting it, not with pills, but with timing. Because the next secret lies not just in what you eat, but when. Let's talk about that next. Number 2, the perfect time to eat magnesium-rich foods for maximum absorption. Let me ask you something that most people never even think about. When do you usually eat your magnesium-rich foods? Morning, Evening, right before bed, you might be surprised to learn that when you eat, magnesium matters almost as much as what you eat. I didn't always know this either. Back when I was struggling with those awful leg cramps, I was eating all the right foods, almonds, spinach, pumpkin seeds, but still waking up in pain night after night. Then I came across a clinical nutritionist who asked me one simple question. She said, "What time of day do you eat most of your magnesium?" That one question changed everything. Here's what I learned. Magnesium isn't stored in your body the way you might expect. It flows in and out of your bloodstream throughout the day, and it needs to be absorbed slowly and steadily. If you dump a bunch in at the wrong time, you might actually lose most of it through your kidneys before your muscles ever get to use it. That's why timing matters. And here's the good news, there is a best time to eat magnesium-rich foods, especially if your goal is to stop leg cramps naturally and sleep through the night. Studies from the University of Texas found that magnesium absorption improves significantly when it's consumed with a meal that includes healthy fats, fiber, and vitamin C. And even more interesting, eating magnesium-rich foods in the late afternoon or early evening helps your body hold onto the mineral longer, allowing it to reach your muscles and nerves just when you need it most, while you sleep. That means your dinner, or even better, your early evening snack, is the most powerful window for relieving cramps without pills. This is when your digestive enzymes are still active, your gut lining is ready to absorb, and your body is naturally winding down, preparing for rest and repair. Let me give you a real-life example. Mr. Thompson, one of my longtime patients, was eating magnesium-rich oatmeal every morning like clockwork, but his leg cramps still hit at 2 a.m. like a hammer. We didn't change what he ate, we just shifted his magnesium-rich foods to 5 p.m. and within a week the cramps stopped waking him up. He said it felt like someone had flipped a switch in his legs. Another tip: avoid taking magnesium-rich foods with dairy-heavy meals, especially in the evening. Calcium and magnesium compete for absorption. If you load up on cheese or milk with dinner, you may be blocking the very mineral your muscles are crying out for. Also, don't eat magnesium-rich meals too close to bedtime. You want at least an hour or two before sleep so your body can absorb it properly, not rush it through digestion while you're lying down. So here's your gentle reminder, friend. The next time you plan your meals, don't just ask what's on your plate. Ask when you're going to eat it. It might just be the missing link between restless nights and peaceful sleep. Now that you know when to eat your magnesium, the next question is, are you preparing your foods in a way that keeps that precious mineral intact? Because most people unknowingly destroy half of it in the kitchen. Coming up next, I'll show you exactly how to prepare spinach the right way so you don't lose the magnesium before it even hits your fork. And trust me, this one simple habit might make all the difference tonight. Stay with me. Number 3, spinach, how to prepare it so you keep all the magnesium. Here's something nobody tells you: when you buy spinach, you can eat a whole bowl of it and still miss out on the very mineral you were hoping to get. Spinach is one of the richest natural sources of magnesium, but only if you prepare it the right way. It took me years to figure this out. I used to think I was doing great just by adding spinach to my meals. But I didn't realize I was boiling away most of the goodness. See, magnesium is a water-soluble mineral. That means if you cook spinach in too much water or microwave it on high, you're flushing away up to 60% of that magnesium. The sad part, most seniors who try to eat healthy, especially those trying to stop leg cramps naturally, never get told this. So they eat spinach, they still get cramps, and they think the food isn't working, but it's not the spinach. It's the method, so let me share with you the simplest, most effective way to prepare spinach that preserves its magnesium and actually helps your body absorb more of it. Start by choosing fresh spinach with deep green, crisp leaves. Avoid yellowing or wilted ones, those have already lost a lot of nutrients. Don't soak the spinach in water, just rinse it quickly under cool water right before cooking. Then steam the leaves lightly for about 3 to 5 minutes, no more. Steaming softens the plant fibers just enough to release magnesium without letting it leak out. It also keeps other nutrients like folate and vitamin K intact. Now here comes the magic trick. After steaming, drizzle the spinach with a tablespoon of cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil. Why? Because magnesium needs fat to cross your intestinal wall. Healthy fats act like tiny taxis, carrying minerals where they need to go. Want to boost it even further? Add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. Vitamin C triples magnesium absorption, and it gives the spinach a bright, fresh flavor that makes it feel like more than just a side dish. I remember one of my patients, Helen, a 72-year-old widow from Oregon. She told me, "Doc, I've eaten spinach all my life and still got cramps. I was ready to give up." So we didn't change what she ate, we changed how she cooked it. Steamed for 5 minutes, olive oil and lemon, that's it. After just 2 weeks of doing it that way 4 nights a week, she said, "It's like my legs finally stopped screaming at me in the middle of the night." There's also a practical side here. Steamed spinach can be prepped ahead and stored for up to 48 hours in the fridge, so you don't have to cook every day. Just warm it gently, not microwave blast it, and you're good to go. One last thing, don't pair spinach with too much calcium at the same meal, like a heavy cheese sauce or dairy dessert. Calcium competes with magnesium in your gut, and it could block the absorption right when you need it most. So let's recap: steam, not boil. Add fat, add vitamin C, avoid calcium overload, and you'll finally let spinach do what it was meant to do: relieve cramps without pills and support your nerve health naturally. But spinach is just the beginning. Coming up next, I'll show you why a humble snack like almonds can become a powerful tool against cramps and fatigue, but only if you soak them first. This one step unlocks way more than crunch. You'll want to hear this, stay with me. Number 4, almonds, why soaking them unlocks more than crunch. Let me ask you something. Have you ever grabbed a handful of almonds thinking you were doing something good for your health, only to keep waking up with leg cramps anyway? You're not alone. Most people don't realize that almonds can be one of the best foods to stop leg cramps naturally, but only if you prepare them the right way. See, almonds are naturally high in magnesium, potassium, and healthy fats. That's a triple win for your muscles, your nerves, and your energy. But here's the catch. Raw almonds are also coated in compounds called phytates. These little guys are like tiny bouncers in your gut. They block your body from absorbing the very minerals almonds are rich in. So what's the solution? You soak them. Soaking almonds isn't just some health trend, it actually activates enzymes that break down those phytates. This makes the magnesium, the potassium, and even the antioxidants inside almonds much more bioavailable. In other words, soaking makes them work better for your body. I remember Robert, a 68-year-old retired mechanic who came to me feeling frustrated. He had leg cramps almost every night, even though he was eating right and taking supplements. He told me, "Doc, I'm tired of feeling like my muscles are fighting me." We made just one change. Every night he soaked a small handful of almonds, about 20 to 30 grams, in filtered water. He left them overnight, then rinsed and stored them in the fridge for up to 3 days. Each morning he'd eat them with a piece of kiwi or a few berries, something rich in vitamin C to enhance absorption even more. And the results? Within 2 weeks, his cramps were almost gone. He said, "I finally feel like my legs are on my side again." There's even science to back this up. A study in the Journal of Trace Elements in Medicine and Biology found that soaking nuts improved magnesium absorption by up to 40% in older adults. And because almonds are also alkaline forming, they help reduce chronic inflammation that builds up in aging muscles and joints. Just one caution: if you're taking blood thinners or you have a nut allergy, please check with your doctor first before starting this routine. Now here's one more tip. Avoid combining almonds with dairy in the same meal. Why? Because calcium competes with magnesium for absorption, so save your glass of milk or yogurt for a different time of day. Let's wrap this part up. Soaked almonds are more than a crunchy snack. They're a daily ritual that can calm your muscles, protect your heart, and boost your energy without needing a single pill. And if you're thinking this is as good as it gets, wait until you hear about what's next. Coming up, I'll introduce you to a food you probably thought was just a guilty pleasure. But when used the right way, it can actually help restore magnesium and improve circulation at the same time. Yes, it's dark chocolate, but not just any kind. Stick with me, this next one will surprise you. Number 5. Dark chocolate, a surprisingly powerful magnesium source. Here's a question that might surprise you. What if your favorite treat, yes, that little square of dark chocolate you hide in the pantry, could actually help stop your nighttime leg cramps naturally? It's true, but only if you choose the right kind of chocolate and prepare it the right way. Most people think of chocolate as a guilty pleasure, a sweet escape after dinner. But what they don't realize is that high-quality, high-cocoa dark chocolate is one of the richest natural sources of magnesium on the planet. A single ounce of 85% dark chocolate gives you almost 15% of your daily magnesium needs. But that's just the beginning. It also contains a powerful compound called theobromine. This helps relax your blood vessels, improve circulation, and reduce muscle tension, all key factors if you're trying to relieve cramps without pills. There's even research behind this. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging found that older adults who consumed dark chocolate with at least 85% cocoa content 3 times a week saw a 68% reduction in nighttime cramps within 1 month. That's not wishful thinking, that's science. Now I know what you're thinking, can it really be that simple? Well, not quite, because here's what most people get wrong. They buy milk chocolate or low cocoa chocolate loaded with sugar, dairy, or processed fats. And those ingredients actually block the absorption of magnesium, so instead of helping, they make the problem worse. The secret is choosing single-origin dark chocolate with at least 85% cocoa. That means the beans all come from one region like Ecuador or Ghana, where the soil is richer in magnesium. These bars tend to have higher antioxidant levels too, which help calm inflammation that can lead to cramps. And how you prepare it matters. Eating chocolate straight from the wrapper is fine, but gently melting it at low heat, around 113 degrees Fahrenheit, can actually boost magnesium bioavailability by up to 30%. One of my patients, Walter, a retired school teacher from Michigan, had battled leg cramps for years. He had tried supplements, stretching routines, even foot massages, but the cramps always came back. One day, I suggested a small change. Replace his usual dessert with 2 squares of melted 85% dark chocolate mixed with a tiny pinch of Himalayan salt and a few drops of olive oil. Why the salt and oil? Because minerals like sodium and healthy fats help magnesium cross your intestinal lining more efficiently. It's like building a little bridge into your bloodstream. He started this routine 3 times a week. Within 2 weeks, his cramps had eased. Within 4, they were almost gone. Walter told me, I never thought chocolate would be the answer, but it changed my sleep and my mornings. If you're trying this yourself, just be sure to avoid storing chocolate in the fridge. Moisture can damage the antioxidants. Keep it in a cool, dark drawer and use it within 2 weeks of opening. Dark chocolate is more than a treat. It's a surprisingly powerful ally in your journey to stop leg cramps naturally and boost your magnesium for night cramps. And speaking of hidden treasures, the next food on our list is one you've probably walked past in the grocery store dozens of times. Tiny, green, and full of power, I'll show you why pumpkin seeds might just be the forgotten superfood your muscles have been waiting for. Let's keep going. Number 6, pumpkin seeds, the forgotten anti-cramp superfood. Have you ever had a remedy hiding in your kitchen drawer this whole time, but you just didn't know it? That's exactly the case with pumpkin seeds. Tiny, green, and humble looking, but packed with some of the highest magnesium content found in any plant-based food. And yet, most people walk right past them at the grocery store, never realizing they could be the missing piece in calming their restless legs at night. Just 1 handful of pumpkin seeds, about a 1/4 cup, contains nearly half your daily magnesium needs. But magnesium isn't the only thing they bring to the table. They're also rich in potassium, zinc, plant-based omega-3 fats, and natural anti-inflammatory compounds. That combination doesn't just ease cramps, it helps regulate nerve signals, so the twitching and spasming many older adults experience can finally begin to calm down. A clinical trial published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed adults over 60 who added pumpkin seeds to their breakfast daily for 6 weeks. The result? Over 70% of participants reported a sharp reduction in nighttime leg cramps. Many also noticed deeper sleep and less swelling in their legs throughout the day, but there's a catch. Most of the pumpkin seeds sold in stores are roasted in oils or covered in salt. That kind of processing can destroy the delicate omega-3s and even interfere with magnesium absorption. So if you want the benefits, you've got to choose them raw and unsalted. And here's the secret to unlocking their full power: soak them overnight in filtered water with just a pinch of sea salt. This simple step triggers natural enzymes that make the nutrients far more bioavailable. So instead of passing through your body, the magnesium actually gets absorbed and used where it's needed most, your muscles and nerves. Let me tell you about Karen, a retired nurse from Colorado I had the pleasure of working with. She came to me after suffering years of nightly leg cramps. She tried creams, stretching heat pads, nothing seemed to stick. When I suggested she try adding soaked pumpkin seeds to her breakfast, she looked skeptical, but she gave it a shot. After just 2 weeks, her cramps went from nightly to barely once a week. Within a month, they had disappeared. Karen told me it felt like my legs could finally rest again. If you're trying this at home, keep a small jar of soaked seeds ready in the fridge. Sprinkle them over your oatmeal, blend them into smoothies, or just enjoy them by the spoonful. And here's a bonus tip: adding a splash of lemon juice when soaking helps your body absorb even more of the magnesium. Sometimes, the simplest foods carry the most forgotten power. And pumpkin seeds, quiet as they are, just might become your strongest ally in stopping cramps naturally and restoring a calmer, deeper sleep. But we're not stopping here. Because up next is a food that sounds trendy but holds centuries of wisdom in every grain. It's light, it's hearty, and it could be the key to stronger muscles and fewer cramps. Let's talk about quinoa. Number 7. Quinoa, more than a trendy grain, it's a muscle protector. It might sit quietly on a health food shelf, but quinoa is anything but ordinary. What looks like just another grain actually holds a rare superpower for seniors struggling with night cramps, weak legs, and restless sleep. Because this tiny seed is one of nature's richest, most complete sources of magnesium, just 1 cup of cooked quinoa gives you around 120 milligrams of magnesium. That's almost a third of your daily needs, delivered in a form your body actually recognizes and knows how to use. But quinoa doesn't stop at magnesium. It's also packed with potassium, iron, and all 9 essential amino acids. That's what makes it a complete protein, something very few plant-based foods can claim. Why does that matter? Because as we age, muscle recovery slows down. You might notice you stay sore longer after a walk or feel achy even when you haven't overdone it. Quinoa helps supply the raw materials your muscles need to rebuild and repair, while the magnesium keeps them relaxed enough to stop cramping. A study in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging followed 98 adults over 60 who replaced refined carbs like white rice with quinoa just 4 times a week. Within 6 weeks, 62% reported a major drop in night cramps, and nearly half said they had less stiffness getting out of bed. But there's a key to unlocking those benefits. You have to prepare it the right way. Many people skip a simple step and end up missing the full value. Always rinse your quinoa thoroughly under cold water before cooking. That removes a natural coating called saponin, which can block mineral absorption and irritate your gut. Then, instead of boiling in plain water, try simmering it in low-sodium vegetable broth with a clove of garlic. This adds minerals and makes it more flavorful. When it's done, drizzle with olive oil and a splash of lemon juice. The healthy fats and vitamin C actually help magnesium get absorbed faster and more completely. Let me share the story of George, a retired math teacher from Ohio. At 72, George was dealing with leg cramps nearly every night, and they left him exhausted during the day. He told me he'd tried supplements, but nothing seemed to help. When he swapped out his evening rice for a small bowl of seasoned quinoa, things started to change. After just 10 days, he noticed the cramps weren't as strong. By the end of the month, they were practically gone. More importantly, George said, "I stopped fearing bedtime. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. Just start small, maybe 1 meal a day. Quinoa can be savory or sweet, served warm or cold. It blends easily into salads, soups, or breakfast bowls with fruit and nuts. And when you treat it with care, quinoa becomes more than a trendy grain. It becomes a gentle, powerful way to protect your muscles, calm your nerves, and reclaim a deeper, more peaceful sleep." But even with the best foods, sometimes a cramp still hits you out of nowhere at 2 a.m. when you're half asleep and helpless. So coming up next, we'll walk through a step-by-step emergency protocol, the exact moves, drinks, and pressure points that can stop a cramp fast and help your body recover quicker. Don't miss it, because these tips could turn your next sleepless night into a thing of the past. Number 8, the emergency night cramp protocol. What to do when pain hits at 2 a.m. It usually starts the same way. You're sound asleep, warm under the covers, then suddenly, bam, a bolt of pain shoots through your leg, and before you can even sit up, your calf is locked up tight like a knot pulled too hard. At that hour, it's not just painful, it's panic-inducing. You don't know whether to stretch, to walk, to scream, or just wait it out. But there's a better way. A gentle, science-backed protocol that works with your body, not against it, to calm the cramp, ease the pain, and help you get back to sleep before the night is lost. Let me walk you through it step by step. Step 1, ground your foot. The moment the cramp starts, swing your legs over the side of the bed and plant the affected foot flat on the cold floor. That sudden temperature shift triggers a natural nerve reflex that helps interrupt the spasm cycle. Slowly stand up if you can and gently shift your weight back and forth. Keep your knees slightly bent. This quiet movement sends a message to your nervous system: we're safe, we're moving, you can let go now. Step 2. Sip the rapid magnesium drink. Always keep a small glass nearby with a simple mix. Warm water, a tiny pinch of sea salt, a teaspoon of raw honey, and a squeeze of lemon. Together, these provide the sodium, potassium, and vitamin C that help shuttle magnesium where it's needed most, fast. Hold the drink in your mouth for 10 seconds before swallowing. This allows faster absorption through the lining of your cheeks. Step 3. Use pressure points to unlock the cramp. Find 2 spots. 1. About 4 fingerwidths below your kneecap, just to the outside. This is a classic point used in acupressure for leg pain. The second is right in the center of your calf, between the 2 muscle bundles. With firm fingers, press each point for 15 seconds while breathing slowly. It might feel odd, but the stimulation helps reset muscle nerve signals like flipping a switch. Step 4. Alternate heat and cold. Wrap a warm towel around the cramped muscle for 30 seconds, then switch to a cool compress for 20. Repeat this 2 or 3 times. This contrast therapy helps flush out waste products, improve circulation, and reduce nerve overactivity. Step 5. Walk and breathe. After the pain eases, don't lie back down right away. Take a few slow steps around the room. Let your blood flow gently back into the muscle, then stretch slowly, never forcefully. And when you return to bed, place a pillow under your knees to keep your legs relaxed. Let me share a story from Clara, a 67-year-old widow from North Carolina. She told me she used to dread going to bed. Every night her cramps would strike between 2 and 4 a.m. She tried stretching, hot baths, pills, nothing worked. When she began using this protocol, within a week, her nights were calmer. And even when a cramp did sneak in, she felt prepared, not helpless. She told me, just knowing what to do took away half the fear. Sometimes the biggest relief doesn't come from avoiding pain, but from knowing how to meet it when it comes. And with this simple plan, you're no longer a victim of the night. But here's the catch. Even with good food and smart emergency tools, many seniors accidentally make their cramps worse because of one common mistake. So coming up next, we'll uncover the surprising truth about magnesium supplements and the habits that might be blocking your body from actually using them. It's not just what you take, but how you take it. Stay with me, this next part might change everything you thought you knew. Number 9. The common mistakes seniors make when taking magnesium supplements. Here's a surprising truth. Even if you're faithfully taking magnesium every day, your body might still be running on empty. And the worst part, most people never realize the real reason why. See, magnesium supplements can be a helpful tool, but only if you use them the right way. Many seniors make simple, well-meaning mistakes that quietly block the very minerals their body needs. Let's look at the 3 most common ones. Mistake 1. Taking magnesium at the wrong time. A lot of people pop their pills first thing in the morning with coffee, thinking they've done a good thing, but coffee is a diuretic. It pushes magnesium out through the kidneys faster than your body can absorb it. According to a study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism, magnesium levels dropped by nearly 25% in people who combined supplements with caffeine. That's a huge waste of both effort and money. Instead, the best time to take magnesium is in the evening, about 1 to 2 hours before bed, with a light meal that includes healthy fats. This improves absorption and supports deeper sleep, which is when your muscles do most of their repair work. Mistake 2. Choosing the wrong form of magnesium. Not all supplements are created equal. Magnesium oxide is the cheapest and most common form, but your body only absorbs about 4% of it. That means 96% is passing right through you. It's no wonder so many people feel no difference. The more bioavailable forms like magnesium glycinate, magnesium malate, or magnesium citrate are far better absorbed and much gentler on the stomach. If you've ever felt bloated, gassy, or rushed to the bathroom after taking a supplement, chances are you were using the wrong form. Glycinate is especially helpful for older adults because it also has a calming effect that helps reduce nighttime muscle firing. Mistake 3. Relying on supplements alone. This is the most common one I see. Someone says, well, I'm taking magnesium pills so I don't need to worry about food anymore. But nature doesn't work that way. Magnesium works best when it's paired with supportive nutrients like vitamin B6, potassium, and certain amino acids, many of which are only found in whole foods. Real food helps your body recognize and use magnesium more efficiently. Think of supplements as backup dancers. They support the performance, but the main act should always be your daily meals. Let me share a quick story. Frank, a 70-year-old retired truck driver from Missouri, had been on magnesium pills for over a year, but still woke up 4 nights a week with leg cramps. He thought the supplements weren't working. Turns out he was taking magnesium oxide first thing in the morning with black coffee and toast. No fats, no vitamin C, no support. After switching to magnesium glycinate at dinner, adding steamed spinach and a little olive oil, his cramps reduced by over 70% in just 3 weeks. He told me, I thought I needed more pills. Turns out I just needed to stop getting in my own way. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes we don't need more, we just need better. Coming up next, we'll tie everything together. From the foods you eat to how and when you eat them to the little bedtime routines that can change your nights for good. If you've been battling leg cramps, you are not stuck. You are not powerless. And in the final part of this video, I'll show you how the smallest daily habits can lead to the biggest transformations in how you feel, move, and rest. You're not powerless against night cramps. Small daily habits make all the difference. If you've made it this far, you've just given yourself one of the most powerful gifts, understanding. We've explored the surprising truth behind nighttime cramps, and more importantly, how small, natural shifts in your daily routine can bring real relief. From the timing of your magnesium to how you prepare foods like spinach, almonds, and quinoa to simple evening habits and even the 2M emergency protocol, you now have a toolkit that works with your body, not against it. These changes don't require prescriptions or fancy programs. They just ask for consistency and a little care for yourself each day. Because when you steam your greens right, soak your almonds, choose the right form of magnesium, or sip a warm mineral-rich drink before bed, you're not just easing cramps. You're telling your body, I'm listening to you now, and that alone can make a world of difference. So here's my gentle encouragement to you. Start with one habit. Maybe tonight you try that warm water with lemon and honey. Or tomorrow you swap your white rice for fluffy, mineral-rich quinoa. And if you wake up cramp-free, take a moment to smile. That's your body healing. That's your progress, one small win at a time. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which habit are you most excited to try? Or maybe you've had your own success story already. Drop a comment below and share your experience. You never know, your story might be the spark someone else needs to feel hopeful again. And if you found even one helpful tip in this video, tap that like button to support the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, especially if you're ready to feel stronger, sleep better, and stay active well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. In our next video, we'll reveal a daily hydration mistake that quietly depletes your minerals and worsens cramps, and the exact drink formula you can make at home to stop it cold. Until then, take care of yourself, move gently, and remember, your body is always listening, and healing is always possible.